Welcome back, everyone! Today we are back playing some more Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. We're gonna go ahead and continue, and things are... well, there's not exactly a lot going on right now, I'll say, because we just finished the first chapter. Or at least the first, big, major section, chapter, whatever. And we have finished everything in the city. And as far as I can tell, that should be everything we have to do in Knabris. But that does mean it is now time for us to go out and explore the world and see what else we're able to locate. Alright, I kind of forgot. We did also technically level up, so we need to go do that now. Hey, let's do this real quick. We'll have to get everyone else leveled up as well, but looks like level 6 is a pretty short one. Okay, world knowledge, I believe, was a useful one. And I don't think we really care for upping my perception even more. There's no need for it, to be honest. So yeah, let's get that world knowledge up, because I do believe that one was useful for something. And then we got that wandering hex. Yeah. Oh, that's a lot of options. Okay. I was, not prepared for that. Okay. So yeah, there's the evil eye. That's the one that Camellia uses a lot at the time. Ice plant is, I mean, some better AC actually. Let's... sure. Why not? I'll take it. So I'm pretty sure... I think I technically used it. Did I? I mean, it's not showing up on here. Yeah, that's my, horn attack. Dang, the attack is made with a -5 penalty. Oof. I don't like it. Yeah, I don't really care much for that attack, if I'm being honest. But we have it. Yeah, I prefer my my mace. Okay. Let's take a look around, because we've got ourselves some shinies to go collect. Yep. Time for me to loot the camp. It's what I do. Okay. Take everything you can. That's the Chapelton. Seems like you guys don't need these weapons. Yeah. I feel like we were supposed to do something, but I don't exactly remember what it was. Oh, well, we triggered a cutscene. Darren, hi. Ah, there you are, you dashing troublemaker, you. Darren flashes you a self-satisfied smile. Our short acquaintance is coming to an end. Very soon you will depart on your crusade, where you'll scrape by on horrible rations, struggle vainly to fall asleep amidst snoring soldiers, be rudely awoken by the freezing cold, and have to look upon dour faces of self-righteous pricks, before you finally perish in the maw of some demon. I have a journey ahead of me too. I've just rented a sailboat in the south. I've also hired an excellent chef and a host of other entertainments. Well, to each their own, I suppose. Darren pauses, then suddenly adds in a more serious voice. You know, I am genuinely sad to see you go. If it sounds like mockery, forgive me. I cannot switch off my venom gland on a whim, you see, but you intrigue me. If only we could have spent a little more time together. But of course, Aaron grimaces. Not under these conditions. Let the Crusaders and the demons have at each other. With any luck, they'll take this entire sanctimonious spectacle down with them. Okay. Well, it's giving us the option. And, I do seem to have a thing for blondes. So, I would like it if you stayed. You intrigue me too. Darren's eyes light up a little. He's obviously pleased by your attention. Yet he answers in his typical mocking tone. Alas, life is full of disappointments. I must reject your offer. In any case, I intend to wait until the army departs. I do love a good send-off. Especially when it is I who is staying and someone else who is heading off to meet a dreary and hopeless end. Sometimes it does one good to ruminate on the unfairness of life. Well then, farewell, Commander. I assume I shall be your most precious memory on this most disgusting and exhausting road to the pointless slaughter of battle. Or, if not the most precious memory, then at least the most stirring. Aaron smirks before instantly losing all interest in you. Or, at least, he pretends to. Okay. We'll see where that ends up. Back to looting. Problem is, now I don't know what I clicked on. This? Maybe? Maybe. It's at least something. I'm already filling up my inventory. This is actually going to weigh quite a lot, I'm sure. These are all weapons. Although not as heavy as armor. Some of those bigger ones do weigh a solid amount. Oh, I missed something down there. Whoops. We'll have to go back for that then. Back down here. A box? A box. There it is. Okay. Oh look, we examined the campsite. Sure, totally paid attention. Not looting. It's fine. Let's see, what do we have? Examine the campsite, find locations of their crews from Nearsun, and talk to the quartermaster. I assume I have to do those things. Or else I can't exactly leave the campsite. Now, the only problem is, I've got no clue where any of that could be. Encampment. Sure? That's just Eagle Watch people. Hold on. What am I looking for again? Recruits from Nearsun. Okay. Canabras, Nearsun. Oh, wait. Sela? You were trying to hide the loot. How dare you? So we're technically one army, but we've got 3 different groups started here. Group of soldiers is talking loudly, laughing joyfully, and passing around a flask. So, picture this. My sword is by the fire. There's 2 goblins about to snatch it, and 3 more are digging through my tent. I'm sat in the bushes, wearing just my mail shirt, wondering what the blast to do. An old mercenary taught me about the mail shirt. Can't sleep in armor, but it's not so bad in mail once you get used to it. Too bad no one told me not to go into the bushes without my sword. So what did you do? What did I do? I barked like crazy. Goblins are afraid of dogs now, so they all went wild, started running around. Spot my sword, and they spot me. So I jump over the fire, wearing nothing but my mail shirt. And I grab my sword and I yell in my big tough voice, "I'll inherit our gut and the power to crush these filthy creatures!" My sword's shining, the goblins are screaming. I jump to attack them and they fight back, but I fought them off somehow. And ever since then, I never take a step without my weapon. Theo takes a sip from the flask. That's some story. Hey, stop gulping. Here's some for us. We've only just set off and you're already drinking. And with the queen in the can. Stop this at once. The knights quickly snap to attention. Theo raises the flask and says loudly, "Right you are, Commander Turbid. We are but drinking to the queen's health." I want a sip too. Earbeth rubs her forehead with the palm of her hand. Commander, are you sure this is the right way to train your soldiers? Never mind, it's your business. Yeah, I don't care about the queen. Actually, she found it kind of amusing that we didn't show the respect. So there's that. The other thing we wanted to do was talk to the quartermaster. That one's our main quest. That one, I don't think I have to do anything. I think that one's just chance, maybe? That one, I don't know where to look. Those are both locations. Capture and eliminate, so that'll be moving forward. I'm getting close to the magic essence. I need to go find the storyteller, actually. I just realized. We never actually completed that, which is a problem, because I think I did get it. Oh, right. Talk with Earbeth. She's right here. But I'm not allowed to actually talk with her. Well, okay. Oh. Orgus? Well, I guess you did say that there was nothing left for you. Okay. I'm not allowed to talk with you right now. Hold on. See, I'm looking for the quartermaster. Where would the quartermaster be? Potentially in the commander's tent? I don't know. We might as well go in, because we're still looking around figuring out what's going on.
All according to plan.
Well, there's loot, so that's great. Yeah, that's my storage. So many goodies. The Queen greets you at the stair. She has dropped the pompous air with which she just announced the Fifth Crusade. The face of the ruler of Mendeth appears calm and thoughtful. She has made her move and now awaits her opponent's reply.
Commander, I'm satisfied with the troop review, but I do not expect they will be sufficient for the task. You will have to prove yourself a shrewd leader and hire the necessary troops with the provided funds.
Are you sure? I feel like I could just do it all myself.
I have chosen a target for your campaign, and that target is Dresden, our lost outpost within the World Wound. The Sword of Valor was kept there, a banner that was once carried by Iomedae herself. Our greatest relic was lost when the city fell. I should make one thing clear from the start. The Sword of Valor is no mere symbol, but a powerful weapon against demons. The holiness of the banner weakens them and robs them of one of their most dangerous abilities, teleportation.
Oh, yeah, teleportation can be a real nuisance.
A forced march to Dresden awaits you. The Sword of Valor is kept somewhere within the Citadel. The demons probably think it's a hunting trophy. Its recovery is just as important as retaking the city itself. I hope the task is clear. I'm sending 2 specialists to help you, along with the soldiers. A historian, Nura Denduar, and a cleric, Soziul Bainik. One of the famous inquisitors of the Church of Iomedae also wants to talk to you. The Honorable Leota, whom everyone calls Hawkblade.
Inquisitors, hopefully they're not mad at me. I sort of killed one of their peoples.
I do not wish to keep you, Commander. The matter I must discuss with you is extremely important, but it is not directly related to the Crusade. You no doubt wish to meet your new comrades and speak with Her Majesty. Therefore, I shall leave you now, but I ask that you seek me out in the camp at your earliest convenience.
Okay.
Hi! Listen, it's amazing here. It's like I'm in a ballad. There's knights in shining armor, deadly dangers, glorious feats. We are going to show those demons! I'm so tired of sitting in a library reading books about history. It's time I took part in it!
I see, very enthusiastic.
I'm glad to help our cause, Commander. If you have some time later, I'd like to speak with you further.
Okay.
You'll have plenty of time to talk. You're the Knight Commander's people now, her trusted advisors and companions. Now then, will you please leave us? Irabeth, you can go too.
Okay. So does that mean they're going to be in my party then? We'll see. I already have enough people. But there's a small chance I might bring them if I need help. But for the most part, I like the setup I have. Did you know about the souls of the angels?
I had guessed as much. Many angels fought alongside us in the First Crusade. Heaven was unable to mobilize its full might to aid us, but individual Celestials volunteered to fight for our cause. Then one day, they all vanished, saying that they were setting off on an important mission. Not long after, Iomedae's herald erected the first wardstone in Kenobris, and then the others in cities across Mendev. Even back then, I had nagging doubts, but my faith in Iomedae easily assuaged them. It is for us to serve the goddess after all, not to question her works.
Maybe for you.
In any case, I am glad you did not allow the demons to commit sacrilege and gain control over the wardstone in Kenobris. We might have lost one of the wardstones, but the chain is still standing.
I was not expecting to be made commander.
Some actions may be deemed bold, or even extreme, and beyond those, there are some you might call the Queen's last resort. I am not a simple monarch. I am at war with the Abyss, a war which has lasted over 100 years. I cannot allow myself the luxury of caution. In you, I see a chance, and I am willing to stake everything on it.
Well, it better be a good chance. I mean, obviously we'll succeed because we're main character. But, that's quite the bet.
However, you cannot blame me for putting you in charge of the Crusade. I only formalized what had already happened in the hearts and minds of many. People spoke of the power that descended upon you and helped you save the Wardstones from corruption and total destruction. Word of this feat quickly spread far beyond the borders of Mendev. There was no other person who could better fit the role of Knight Commander of the Fifth Crusade.
Okay. Let's go over our mission.
Of course. I shall answer.
First off, how did they take Dresden in the first place? We know a little bit, but I want more details.
That's a good question. Its walls were built by dwarf craftsmen, and the power of the Sword of Valor protected the city. Alas, where raging hordes failed, a single lying tongue was all they needed to succeed. The demoness Minago convinced a young and ambitious crusader named Staunton Vane that the banner belonged on the battlefield. He went on a daring and unapproved raid, and the banner ended up in the enemy's hands. The city fell soon after. Ever since then, for 7 decades, it has served as a citadel for the forces of the Abyss.
Yeah, I guess they just couldn't teleport behind the walls. Once they could do that, it was a little easier to take the city. What forces do we got?
Everyone we saw today at the parade. First among them, the Eagle Watch, who remain a powerful force thanks to Erebeth's resourcefulness. Also marching with you are several minor knightly orders, as the minor volunteer units like to be called. And finally, I have personally selected some recruits from Neurosian. They have little in the way of battle experience, but great determination and a thirst to prove themselves. I've always thought that an army benefits from at least one such unit.
Okay.
These forces, as I said, are not enough for a march on Dresden. You will have to hire additional troops with the funds that have been provided to you. But for a brave commander, and I hope you are one, that is just the beginning. If you retake Dresden, recover the holy power of the Sword of Valor, and gain a foothold in the region, then new armies will join under your banner. The Fifth Crusade is only beginning. Many battles and victories lie ahead.
Okay, but why do you think we're so special? You guys have continuously failed.
We have a chance now that we haven't seen in decades. But it's more than that. You created this chance for us by foiling the demon's plans in Canabris. The army who attacked the city came straight from Dresden. Demon hordes from the Abyss are usually encamped there, but many of them perished on the streets of Canabris. We must attack swiftly, before they can restore their forces. When the city is free and the Sword of Valor appears before our soldiers, they won't be sending in any more reinforcements. Demons cannot teleport into an area protected by the banner of the goddess.
I see. So in that case, we basically already wiped out a good chunk of them. Okay. Long-term goals. I doubt you know how to get rid of the World Wound, but we'll ask.
Now you are talking like a real knight commander. However, answering your question is not easy. To win this war, we must bar the demon's way. There are a few planar rifts leading to the Abyss across the territory we call the World Wound. The best specialists we could find have tried to close them on separate occasions, with no success, as you may have guessed.
Of course.
The World Wound is more than just a chain of portals to the Abyss. We do not understand its nature yet. The methods of rift closure known to magical science simply do not work here. However, we have a hypothesis, and a rather well-grounded one, that we must begin at the source of the problem, the place where the World Wound was opened.
Cool. That sounds like a dangerous journey.
The main rift lies through the city of Iz and the Threshold Fortress, deep in the former lands of Socorus. We have never managed to fight our way so far and gain a foothold to allow the mages to explore the origins of the World Wound. So, the next step, after you succeed in Dresden, is an offensive push deeper into the World Wound, with the aim of reaching Threshold, the very threshold of the Abyss.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll inform her, about Staunton.
Oh, really? I wasn't informed of this. After Dresden fell because of Staunton, he was nearly sentenced to death. He deserved it. In wartime, men are hanged for far less. But you have no idea what a terrible sight it is. A raging crowd of crusaders baying for blood. Never have my fighters looked so much like the demons we are fighting.
Mm-hmm.
I commuted Staunton's sentence and stripped him of his rank. Not just for him, but for my army and my country. We are not Hell Knights. We do not maintain discipline with public executions.
Let's see. Hey, I feel like exile would have, because just rank. See, that one's a tricky situation. Because, yes, it is sort of his fault. But it's not like that was his intention. Yeah, he should have been exiled. That's all we got with.
Perhaps exile would have been a more merciful sentence than decades of service among those who despised him. I was hoping he might atone for his guilt with a heroic act, but he likely decided that atonement was impossible, and he might as well give himself over to evil. Wonderful.
Okay, that's all of that one. What are you going to do?
Overlooking a spot of insubordination just at the moment. However, I shall answer you. I shall prepare the defenses at Nerosian and all the other border cities and plan the future of the Fifth Crusade. Does that satisfy your curiosity, Knight Commander?
Oh, okay. So, I'm a little sad that I didn't pick the Aeon thing. I didn't agree to it. Because obviously now I'm missing out on a bunch of potential options. Granted, I did choose the demon path, so it's not like I can do too many of these. But I'm curious, because all the Aeon stuff has been hidden away since we said no. Just like we did with the Elysium stuff. Although it's technically something else. Yeah, no, I don't need you here with me.
Of course.
Okay, well, reveal the light of heaven, whatever that is.
Lariel. I knew him. He disappeared shortly before the world wound grew, and Dresden fell into the enemy's hands. In the chaos, we had more important concerns than investigating the fate of a single angel. Even one so righteous and beloved as Lariel. And afterward, matters took a turn for the worse. The angels left us to go on this special mission.
So, yeah, people never really found out what happened to him.
It is so strange to hear the names I used to hear when I was young. Like getting a message from the past. It is sad news, but it brings me back to the times when we strongly believed in our victory, and we rushed headlong toward it without fear. Could it be that such times have come again?
Yeah, maybe. You got me now, so that's something. But yeah, let's go.
Splendid. Ah, yes. We have one final matter to attend to. It should be rather enjoyable.
The queen gives you an impish wink. Okay.
Count, there you are. You received my instruction?
I did, though I did not have time to read the thing before I was dragged before your majesty. In truth, I was readying myself to depart.
Yay! This is how we convince him to stay.
No matter. I trust you will forgive your sovereign for the rather brusque summons, especially when you learn what prompted it. As you are aware, she has recently been appointed my Knight Commander of the Fifth Crusade. I spent a long while pondering whom to appoint to the highly sensitive post of Commander's Field Attaché and Advisor Plenipotentiary without portfolio. Congratulations, Count.
That is quite the name that she made up.
It is a great honor, I suppose.
I suppose. Dan's cool expression wavers, but he seems not to be fully cognizant of what is happening. That, or he is holding himself tightly in check. What a wonderful gesture, Your Majesty. I imagine our dear Count would have been inconsolable if you hadn't given him this chance to serve the common cause.
I knew you would approve, Commander.
The Queen bestows a smile on you and then brings her gaze to rest on Dan's once more.
I had my doubts about whether you were ready for such a responsibility, Count, but your conduct in Kenobris has put my mind at ease. So, you will travel with the troops to Dresden. Only the commander may remove you from your post, but I trust that you will dutifully fulfill her orders and make a good showing of yourself.
Hee, we have power!
Especially since word of your appointment, Count, will reach the court at any moment. All of Mendev's nobility will be following your successes in service to the nation, including all of your devoted admirers. I even heard that one bard with whom you are particularly friendly has already begun composing a ballad to honor your heroic participation in the crusade and your faithful service to the commander here.
Aha!
truly knows no bounds, dear cousin. I am most gratified by the honor you have shown me.
The Count offers a bow, either as a sign of respect or in order to hide his flushed face. Only the bear's quaver can be heard in his voice.
Then let's get going. May Iyomade help us.
I was curious to know how he would get dragged back in, and that would be how. Well, unfortunately, I did not talk to the quartermaster because I couldn't find the quartermaster. Didn't know where they were. Oh well.
I'll go ahead.
Let's go see what we can do. We do need to find Irabeth. Hopefully now we can actually talk with her properly. Ah, the golem. Commander, allow me to say something. Irabeth looks even more serious than usual. Before you... This wasn't a war. It was agony drawn out over decades. No one believed in victory anymore. When the demons attacked the city, for some, it was a relief. At last the end had come. They laid down their weapons and surrendered without a fight. I felt the same thing, but I somehow got through on stubbornness and the vague hope that if nobody found Nevia's body, she might by a miracle have survived. And that miracle was you. You returned my beloved to me when I'd nearly lost all hope of seeing her alive again. Then you went on a suicide mission to the Grey Garrison and won the city back from us. You turned a defeat into a victory. I know it wasn't easy, but you make everything seem so effortless. You do everything just like that, she says with a snap of her fingers. Queen believes in your powers too, but for me they're just more proof of what I felt that day when I saw Nevia alive standing next to you. You're the miracle we've been waiting for. You're the one who will finally put an end to this terrible war, and in spite of everything, deliver us the victory we so desperately need. With you, I'm sure this crusade will achieve what the others could not. Let's see. You deserve a noble title more than many who inherit them. You put in the hard work for it. Irabeth's cheeks blush a little. Thank you, Commander. It's an honor to hear that, especially from you. Every noble family begins somewhere. You must have heard the recent story from the Stolen Lands and the River Kingdoms. Just imagine coming from nowhere and making it all the way to a royal crown in just a few years. Sometimes I wonder what would happen if I managed to distinguish myself somehow. But then I'd push away such unworthy, selfish thoughts. Of course. We don't fight for rewards. They of the world is at stake. And yet... Irabeth's blush deepens and she falls silent. Do you know of any way to get me more soldiers? Irabeth frowns. When we begin the march on Dresden, we chose speed over numbers. If I order more volunteers to be recruited, they simply won't arrive in time. We could pay mages to deliver the troops that can, except I doubt that our army's coffers could afford it. If you can spare 7,500 gold coins, I'll see to our reinforcements. A little bit pricey, but sure. I can do that. Because I loot everything, and that has actually earned me a solid chunk of money. So, it turns out the Queen has her head of counterintelligence watching me? I wonder why. You think the Queen doesn't trust you? If that were true, she wouldn't have put you in charge of this army. My main task is to be your advisor until you've gained enough experience as a commander. As for counterintelligence, Nevia and I were tasked with keeping an eye on your inner circle. But you are not under suspicion, Commander. You are under our protection. Sure. I guess. But none of them are going to do anything unless I say so. So no worries there. We found the scabbard, though, on Happy News. Irabeth looks down. This scabbard held the solemn hour, my family's sword. My father once fought with it, and I took it when I left home to become paladin. Alas, it was not stolen. I parted with my heirloom willingly, to help someone dear to me. Nevia needed expensive healing, and having no other way to procure the money, I pawned my father's sword. I think he would have understood. I'm sure he would have given up everything to help the family. Well, you have the scabbard for the sword now. I hoped to redeem the solemn hour eventually, but there was never enough money, and soon the sword disappeared from the pawn shop altogether. I have no idea who took it. Seems like I'll have to part with my father's sword forever. Did she sick? You'll forgive me if I don't go into detail. It is a private matter. Suffice it to say, everything is fine now. The treatment was costly, but it was worth it. Fair enough. I have no reason to be digging into their personal life there. You could have gotten something from the Order's coffers. Of course, she would be very upset about that. Erebeth lovingly traces the name imprinted in silver on the scabbard's leather. My parents were loyal servants, yet it wasn't enough to earn them a title or a coat of arms. Still, however humble our name might be, it is worth something. I don't know if I'll ever see the solemn hour again, but at least I have it scabbard. Okay, that was all with you. How much money I got? Oh, I still got another 8k, even after spending that money. Okay. Here we go. Oh, one more. Yep. Not even their stuff is spared. I loot everything.
As it should be.
Okay, there was... Oh, Leotar. Hey, man. Commander. Tall man with piercing yellow-green eyes gives you a brief nod. Let me personally congratulate you on your new title and thank you for your time in advance. I am Leotar Hartley, an Inquisitor of the Church of Iomedae, the bringer of light. I require your assistance in a certain delicate matter involving one of your companions, young Count Darren Erendale. I see. Okay, well, immediately, that's a red flag for me. I already didn't like the idea of working with you because you're an Inquisitor. But you also now want to talk with me about Darren, who I just potentially started a relationship with. So that's going to be concerning. What is your relationship to Harun? Leotar's face freezes for a moment, but he nods. Yes, of course. Ooh, okay, yeah, that's even worse. What is your opinion on his atrocities? Leotar is silent for a while. Usually, people reveal such things about themselves only to their confessor, not to some curious stranger. Still, I did ask for your help, and that imposes certain obligations upon me. Let me put it like this. I spent enough years by Prelate Hulwin's side to learn how to keep him from going up it alone. He was an extraordinary man, the vengeful sort of our goddess in human form. He was fighting in the vanguard, fearlessly taking down demons, exposing the cultist plots all by himself. He had served the Inquisition twice as long as we have, and eventually his own paranoia and a monumental sense of responsibility eroded his mind. May Iomedae guard his soul. Hey, what were you doing during the attack? I was on the hunt. A very successful one, but as often happens in life, this minor success was the mere harbinger of a larger fate. If I hadn't been so far away from Canabras on the day of the attack, I might have been able to help my comrades and prevent a number of deaths. Okay, well, I don't normally choose the lawful option. However, I want to let him know. Leotar's face proclaims his astonishment. No, I wasn't aware. Why are you revealing this to an Inquisitor, and so calmly? That's a surprisingly bold move. Bewildered, he is at a loss for words. How did it happen? See, I'm doing it because I don't care about the Inquisition, and I want you guys to know I don't care. I wanted to protect a priest of Desna. He was deemed a traitor and threatened with execution. I'll have to confirm your testimony when I finish investigating the Count's case. but knowing the revered Hulrun and his attitude toward the Destineds all too well. I also know that it is true. This news is hard to accept. Why did I leave Canabras right when everyone needed me the most? Perhaps I could have protected the people and prevented my brethren from making fatal mistakes that led to such an ignominious end. He's surprisingly not outright upset about it. I'm sure he's plenty upset. But I think he's a little in shock at the moment. Tell me about yourself. I am Ulfin by birth, but I have lived in Mendev for most of my life, dedicating myself to the service of the Inheritor. My warrior brethren mostly worship Goro, but I've never been eager to fight for the sake of battle alone. I was a good fighter in my early youth, and I could easily best most of my peers, but I didn't enjoy showing off my skill. Victory is bland on its own. Purpose adds flavor to war. I can't say that I've always been a faithful sword of Iomedae. Back in my mercenary days, fate brought me to the borders of Mendev, where I spent quite a long time among the Crusaders, fighting shoulder to shoulder with my righteous comrades in arms, and watching demons commit their atrocities, eventually led me to something I had been seeking my whole life: purpose and faith. That is how I found my calling. Even though it may be hard at times, I've never regretted my decision. Alright, what brings you here? I ask you to assist the Church of Iomedae in an investigation of the utmost importance. I understand that the leader of the Crusade has plenty of other matters to attend to, but please allow me to tell you the details. Perhaps it will explain why I am calling upon you. The Inquisitor's open face instantly reveals his feelings. He frowns and looks through you, lost in his thoughts for a moment. I suppose that you have already heard about Count Arande's story. I refer to the tragedy at the Haven's Edge estate. Really? That's not exactly news anymore. Yes, I am. I have several reasons to doubt the widely shared account of what exactly happened at the estate, and how it happened. You see, Commander, I was among those sent to examine the estate after the incident. I saw everything with my own eyes, and I still remember it clearly, even though it feels like it happened a lifetime ago. Heaven's Edge was a unique place that still carried the spirit of old Mendev before the world. And yet on that day it turned into a labyrinth house of horrors, like something only seen in our nightmares. Apologies for the digression. I wanted to tell you about my suspicions. Everything about the incident seemed odd. I was the only person left alive, a young boy with a newfound talent for divine magic. Why did nobody send to Canabras for help, even though the agonies spanned for many hours? We found the demons dead, with their heads cut off, when we got into the estate. How were they defeated? How did the disease kill even the paladins present at the estate, who are said to be immune to any disease? If the demons had found a way to penetrate the Holy Warrior's defenses, why has this never been repeated since the tragedy at Heaven's Edge? You are the only person who can help me here, because the only living witness of those events is currently serving in your army. Your army's route will take you near the very site of the tragedy. Heaven's Edge has been abandoned and sealed potent magic throughout all these years, and only Count has the power to break that seal. He is unlikely to invite an Inquisitor inside, and in any case he won't like me sniffing around his family's seat. But if you, as his commander, express your wish to visit the estate, he will be obliged to fulfill it, and I will simply follow you as one of your attendants. There are 100 ways, 1,000 paths, and a myriad of loopholes in human lives that the forces of evil can use to their advantage. I am not sure which one of those led the demons to the gates of Heaven's Edge, but I do know it wasn't a simple raid, the kind Crusaders face every day. That incident involved a significantly more powerful entity, and that is why I'm asking for your help. You cannot be sure that such a tragedy will not happen again until we uncover the truth. Why do you care so much about going back? It's already been searched. I was a young and inexperienced Inquisitor when I first visited Haven's Edge 10 years ago. My skills have improved significantly since then, and I have paid dearly for that. Leotar makes a vague gesture, pointing at his scars. My arsenal includes many spells and techniques dedicated to gathering information about people and events. Almost all of them require me to be physically present in the place where the event in question happened, and that is why I must return to Haven's Edge. Alright, why don't you tell me what happened? About 10 years ago, several powerful demons managed to penetrate the Wardstone barrier and commit mass murder of all the guests who attended the feast in celebration of young Darren's birthday. The unknown magical disease they had brought wiped out the whole estate in less than a day. That was not a unique case in itself. The demons had attempted such raids on Mendevian lands before, but they had never dared target such a well-protected place. The Arendelle family was exceptionally rich. The estate was protected by elite bodyguards. There were several strong and righteous paladins among the guests. Moreover, the revered Nestrin, Darren's tutor, was one of the most powerful priests in Biomde in the vicinity. All of them died. Nonetheless, except for the young Count, who had suddenly manifested his outstanding sacred healing powers. Was that a divine miracle or a curse? That remains to be seen. Okay, we kind of answered this already, but why can't you search the estate yourself? The estate is abandoned and sealed with powerful and containment enchantments that only the Count himself can lift. This is not the main reason, however. The main reason that Count Arendelle is not officially under investigation by the Inquisition, so I couldn't just break into his house, even if I found a way to bypass the spells. This is a serious matter. Leothar Franz, a matter that threatens the reputation of the entire Church of Biomde, and my own organization in particular. We made more than enough unforgivable mistakes during the Third Crusade and are still dealing with their consequences. Your presence will give my investigation necessary legitimacy, Commander. But there is more. In addition to getting official permission, I'd also like to bring an independent third-party investigator to this case. Someone independent, but well-respected. Do you fit this role perfectly? Okay. Did you question Darren? Obviously, he's not going to admit to anything, but did you question him? I did, but the Count insisted he couldn't remember anything about the incident due to severe shock. He saw the demons at the very beginning when they appeared at the celebration to announce the onset of the plague and mock their victims. He also witnessed the death of his mother, Countess Selenia. That was all he would tell me. Leothar pauses. We had found the young Count sleeping like a log on the floor in one of the rear chambers, having drunk about half the family wine cellar all by himself. There is no reason to disbelieve him on that matter. Okay, so you suspect that he's hiding something then. I deliberately refuse to entertain any theories or suspicions, so that it doesn't affect the investigation. There's a saying among my colleagues that suspicion is the mother of prejudice, and prejudice is married to failure. I can only tell you that Count Arendelle wasn't suffering from demonic possession, the most common malise in our country at the time. Rayleigh told him himself he examined the boy right after the tragedy, and he didn't sense anything awry with him. Okay, for the sake of side quest, I'll do it, because I also hope to get more of Darren's story from him. Leothar bows his head to you with exceptional reverence. Thank you, Commander. Now I ask you to speak to the Count and tell him that you wish to see Haven's Edge. Please inform him of my presence right away. I will join your escort when it's time to travel to the estate. When we get there, I will also require your help during the investigation. You'll have to follow me, observing my actions as an independent witness. If you have any other questions, please feel free to ask me. I'll remain here for a while. Okay. See, Leothar has actually been rather polite. I don't mind him. However, he's poking his nose into business that I'm not sure is good for him to be poking his nose into. Socio, did you want to talk with me?
Hello again. I'm very pleased to meet you. Thank you for taking the time to talk to me.
A young cleric stands before an easel, his brush hovering over the canvas without touching it. Instead of painting, the young man absent-mindedly gazes at the sky of Canabras, which is still streaked with towering plumes of black smoke. Finally, he notices you and smiles, shaking off his stupor.
It's a pity I wasn't there at the Grey Garrison to witness your feats of strength with my own eyes. The flash, however, could be seen miles and miles away. Some people were frightened of it, thinking that the demons had blown up the remains of the keep. I, for one, knew immediately that it was a good sign. The light above the city showed us that there was still hope.
Okay. Interesting view. What are you painting? The cleric's eyes linger mournfully on the canvas. The unfinished painting depicts a temple crowned with a rainbow-tailed bird, a symbol of Shaylin. 5 people dressed in robes stand before the temple. Men and women, young and old, they all gaze back at you with radiant happiness and joy in their serene eyes.
My brothers and sisters in faith. They sent me for help and then they saved my life, Commander. If the Prioress hadn't ordered me to escape the city and seek help, I would have died right along with them. Instead, I met Queen Galfrey on my way to Nerosian and hurriedly returned to Canabris, only to find my friends dead on the steps of our desecrated temple. I want to draw them the way they live on in my memory. Wise, beautiful, and loyal to their goddess and their city to the very end.
Treasure every moment. Who knows what tomorrow may bring?
You're right. I took their company for granted and never even imagined that they might just disappear in the blink of an eye. So many words left unspoken. Now it's my duty to make sure my friends and tutors did not die in vain. I will honor their sacrifice by making this world a bit more beautiful and kind.
Okay. What made an artist enlist in the army then?
Perhaps I am a true artist, or simply an amateur who defaces canvases in my spare time. My goddess is a patron of art, so painting is part of my prayer, and I put all my heart into my pieces. But I am a cleric above all else, so I must also tend to others.
Yeah. Okay.
I went to war because here's where I'm most needed. Sure, I could be painting idyllic landscapes and offering empty prayers to my goddess, but that won't stop people from dying. My goddess has no tolerance for false piety.
Okay. I mean, good for you. You believe strongly. Who are you?
My name is Sozio Vanek. I am a cleric of Shaylin, the Eternal Rose and the Goddess of Beauty. Yes, I know that many people would consider me useless in a war. This is not a usual war, though. Just consider our enemy. The Abyss and his demons are the very embodiment of everything evil and ugly in the world. Perhaps a disciple of kindness and beauty might come in handy.
As long as you can keep yourself alive, I don't care.
I have no doubt that we will win this war, Commander. We just have to. It is our destiny. My role is to help you, and all those standing by your side in this struggle, to survive and flourish. Everyone deserves the chance to find peace and happiness in the world that they are defending so selflessly.
Okay. What did you want to talk about then?
Yes, I have a personal request. Before we undertake our journey and leave Canabris behind, I would like to visit Martyr Zacharias' cemetery for a funeral. It's not far from here, and it's important. I would like to pay my respects to my friends from the Temple of Shaylin who died defending the city. Also, if it's not too much trouble, I would like you to come with me to honor their memory. Their friends and family will be at the funeral, and perhaps the commander's personal presence will bring them comfort.
Yeah, I guess I can. It is a side quest.
I know that you are burdened by many cares right now, so I understand if you can't find the time. But if you could, I would be sincerely grateful. You
Okay.
must be rather busy indeed. Leading a crusade all by yourself is no joke. I still believe that you are up to the task. This war has been raging for 100 years, but you've given us a chance at victory.
Okay. Well, we got ourselves a new location. Any goodies I can steal from the church? Looks like there are a couple. I will be taking these. Thank you very much. Altar of Torag. Altar of Verestil. Altar of Iomide, of course, gets the main position at the back. This place has been sanctified. Okay. Altar of Desna. And Altar of Cereme.
That is not far.
Okay. Well, we got some loot. I'll take it. Okay, let's see. What else we got? Oh, apparently there's a box to loot. Okay. Still don't know where the quartermaster would be. Ooh, there's the blacksmith here. Ooh, I can sell. Okay. In terms of weapons, I totally didn't loot all this from you guys. Anything non-magical? Earthbreaker's not bad. But my mace is better. What about that one? 213. We are actually starting to get some high-value items. Finally. That's actually not terrible. Can anyone equip it? Hold on, I have to put it in here to properly see. Oh, Wendog could. She's got the Dark Horn right now, which is basically a better version. Seela could. However, it is a two-handed, so she'd lose her shield. So I don't think it's worth it. If Wendog didn't already have a better one, I'd be more tempted to keep it. But nah, not that way. Yeah, we really did get ourselves some solid gear. What's this one? Half plate of vigor. Ooh, wait, a 10 AC. +2 enhancement. Concealer, wear that. She could. And she's already wearing half plate. So, in that case, take off that. I'll equip it in a moment. Wendog, you are currently wearing... Yeah, you're wearing half plate +1. I'm wearing breastplate +1 because I cannot wear heavy armor. And then... I don't think anyone else can wear heavy armor. Oh, I should actually check and see if... Oh, I should get you some armor, Darren. Let's see... Oh, I don't want to actually put it too high, because he is a spell user. So let me pull off the studded leather. In terms of crossbow, do I have anything better? 'Cause yeah, you're currently using a light. I could up it to a heavy. In terms of what we have currently available, yeah. I'll up it to a heavy crossbow. And then... Okay, I think that's it there. That's the padded. Keeping the studded leather. Goodbye buckler. Amulet of natural armor +2. Oh. Okay, I can actually boost it because I'm wearing a +1 right now. And then the heavy paws. Yeah, that's natural weapons, so not useful to me. Let's look through our scrolls that I do not need. which is in fact going to be most of them. Wand of Remove Disease. I don't care about it that much. The Tanker might actually be useful. It doesn't weigh too much. It could summon it summons an Azatis, which I believe was a decent one. I mean, the Sonic Quiver is only 2 sonic damage. But I guess I'll keep a hold of it for now. And most of these potions I don't care about. Want to keep the Inflict Wounds though, because that's my healing. Not that it's been too necessary on this difficulty level. Obviously keeping the scales, those are useful. Oh, I need to learn the glowing croissant recipe. Merchant... Yeah, Merchant will pay Bell for it. Oh wait, we have 5 essence. I didn't realize we had grabbed it all. Okay. Well, in that case, we have 2 things to go give him. And then, of course, the miscellaneous stuff here that we don't need. Apparently I can't cook with these items. In fact, I don't think there's anything of value in here. Right? I'm pretty sure this tab does not have anything that needs to be kept. It's all sellable. Because, yeah, that's just miscellaneous items. Yeah, silver ring and gold ring, yeah, theoretically equipable. However, they don't give us any benefits, so obviously I'm not going to keep them. I've got limited inventory slots anyways. Okay, the only thing of value are the lockpicks. There we go. And with all of that junk, I've freed myself of nearly 3,000 pounds. Not bad. Let's go ahead real quick, glance through our stuff here just in case. Composite for Ember, because yours is the entrapping longbow. Nope, the entrapping is better. Okay. Because, yeah, cold iron is great and all, but not actually the most helpful. Because it's way too common. Okay, I think... Yeah, this is the stuff that I already sold. Okay. Because, yeah, you could theoretically get higher tier stuff. I don't want you to fail your spells. So I'll stick with what I saved for you. And everyone else is already pretty solidly equipped. No accessories available, actually. Most of this is going to be what I sold, so no point in getting it back. Okay. Next up, we have, of course, the level ups for the others. I want to give you your armor. Give Sela that armor. I don't think... Oh, right. I wanted to upgrade you to a heavy crossbow. Okay. We do need to level everyone up. Ooh, your persuasion. We'll keep that going. Keep that really high. I'm forgetting what everyone does. I do this every time we go to level up. I forget what everyone has. Either World or Arcana that we needed something. Why not boost them both? That works. Oh right. As a magic user, I need to go pick another spell for you. Animate the dead? Oh, hold up. Wait, spell available to me? I mean, it makes sense, because I'm a vampire. And, I'm also the witch, or shaman, or whatever. Camilla's also got it, apparently. That could be a really good bonus one, though. We could just flood the battlefield with the dead. If we really needed to. I doubt we will, but it's there. Let's see about leveling up Ember. Let's see. Our religion is actually not exactly super high. I'm ignoring social stuff because I don't know if I'm even going to bring you in. Better nature, just all around, might not be bad for the reduced fatigue. And then yeah, you're kind of doing Arcana. Well, doesn't have too many to look at, luckily. Misfortune. Giving disadvantage is convenient. Protected from negative conditions. You know what? I don't know how useful it'll be, but let's get the nails. Gives her a bit of a melee option. In that vampiric touch. Summon monster 3, specifically. Summons a lizard, 1d3 wolves, or 1d4 plus 1 dogs. You know, it could be a fun one, a fun strategy to just go full summon and let all of the summoned enemies fight instead of us. Nature's Exile, let's see, what's that one? I'm not sure how useful that one's gonna be. Deep Slumber. Hit die. Ooh, that's a bit. See, that's a better one of sleep. I don't use it too often, but I do sometimes put an enemy to sleep. Let's get that, actually. That's nice. Okay. Woljif! You are getting so powerful. 5 points? Okay. Well. Your stealth is unmatched. That's for sure. And I'm kind of starting to boost your athletics. Actually, the only one beating you is Windwag. Okay. Yeah, you've just got these top 4 covered. Ooh, yeah, you're getting a little bit of magic. 20% miss chance. I mean, that Bone Shaker wasn't terrible. Ooh, Command Undead. I don't know how many undead we'll be facing. Molten Orb wasn't exactly the most useful. Ooh, Sense Vitals. Wait, this additional damage stacks with other sources of precision damage. Ooh, I could really make him hit hard if I cast this and I'm flanking with someone who has the feet. I'm gonna do massive amounts of damage. But I don't know if anything needs that much damage, actually. Yeah, I don't care about the rest of the spells, though, so we're gonna do it! Aw, is it not wanting to let me do it? Oh no, I get more. I get a second one. Oh. Hold on, what else can I... Oh, dude. Oh dear, what else am I gonna pick? I mean, the Bone Shaker's not terrible. Danger Sands, +1 against traps. Yeah. That's a nice little benefit, actually. Windwag! You also hit very hard now. Your main thing is nature. We're gonna keep boosting that. Guess I'll boost your perception? Sure, why not? Oh, you get a feat. Wonderful. Oh my gosh. I don't like the feats. There's too many. Okay, so I have point blank. See, those are all ranged, and Windwag is actually not very helpful at ranged. She actually does a lot better melee. I don't really need to push anyone. Oh! Hold on. When you use this feat, you take a -2 penalty to AC until next turn, which is not ideal. But, standard action, you make a single attack at full base attack bonus against foes in reach. If I hit, I deal full damage, and can make an additional attack against someone else. That actually sounds really useful, because I just throw Windwag right into the middle of combat, and just start smacking. Bravery... Bonus against fear, okay. Oh, number of attacks per round, because she's a fighter! Oh my gosh, yep. Windwag can go smack, smack, smack. If I can get something to boost her speed, actually, that would be good. I should definitely see about doing that. Sela, you're kind of doing religion. You're kind of working on world knowledge. I guess I can give you a boost to your persuasion. Mercy. Additional effect to the lay on hands ability. No longer staggered, no longer... Ooh, wait. No longer fatigued. Absolutely. That's a way to cancel our fatigue. That's actually a really good one, I feel like. Oh, we didn't do the mythic for Camellia. Shoot. There's so many things that we could do with the mythic. At a ranged, you're not using spells. Second spirit. Actually, kind of curious on that one. Cause fear, false life. Ooh, does provide animate dead. Obviously, flames, kind of covered by Ember, though. Everyone can kind of do the flames. I kind of like the bow. She's got battle is her starter one. Let's give her the bone ability. So now she has the touch of the grave. And that technically counts as a healing, actually. For me specifically. Now we're going to do her actual level up. I mean, she's got really high trickery. Which actually means I probably shouldn't bother upgrading, because I doubt even Woljif isn't that high. Ember's got good magic. Darren... I've got decent perception. Yeah, I guess I can boost the perception. Why not? Okay. And then I just don't care about Nino. I really don't care about her, honestly. Okay. Now that level up has been taken care of, coming over to Nura, who was the other one that we got. Hi. Knight Commander, how can I help? There's so much I can do. Just ask. Nura looks at you with eyes filled with enthusiasm. She's holding a notebook and a traveler's inkwell. Tell me about yourself first. Oh my, I can tell you so many amazing things, and you choose the most boring one of all. But, alright, about myself then. Where are you from? Eastgard, a small piece of land that proudly calls itself a country, though it hasn't been independent for a single day in all the centuries it's existed. They have a lot of national pride, but all of it's borrowed. And always looking to the great day when they can at last be free from the rule of Chiliax. The Iskari love talking politics. If two of them start bargaining over beats at the mark, I'm sure they'll end up arguing about whether an independent Iskar will be a monarchy or a republic. I always find it funny to listen to. A little disgusting. You see, there are a lot of us halflings in the country, but very few are citizens. Most are slaves. I was lucky. I've always been clever, ever since I was little, so they sent me to school instead of making me do grunt work. They taught me to count and write, and I was sold as a secretary to Lord Auxilia Tresbot. He's the one I left his guard with. Never return, I hope. Well, how did you start serving Queen Galfrey then? Now, I was a slave of Lord Auxilia Tresbot in Iskar, my homeland. Oh, what a man he was! He towered over his fellows like a rock over a garbage heap. A true hero. He bought me as a simple secretary, but he made me learn the history of the Worldwound. All of it. One volume after another. He hired tutors for me, even sent me to meet prominent historians. He didn't want a simple slave, but a slave with an impeccable education. Lord Tresbot was going on a crusade. He firmly believed that the servants of the good gods were weak, and only a follower of Asmodeus could stand against the demon invasion. He took me along as a secretary historian, and most importantly, he entrusted me with recording his glorious story for future generations. In his crusade, Lord Tresbot performed many brave feats, but even he could not stand against the Whirlwind alone. In his final battle with the demons, when my lord realized he was doomed, his final act was to cover my retreat, so I could tell the world of his great deeds. Some people have said that what he did was not heroic, just an arrogant moron puffing himself up one last time. But I'd say curse their tongues. My difficult journey ended in Mendeb, when I found my freedom. There I published Lord Tresbot's biography, and I don't want to boast, but who am I kidding? Of course I do. The book sold in great numbers and made me rather famous for a time. That's what brought me to the Queen's attention. She invited me to her court. After all, she was curious about my deceased lord, and she was in great need of an expert on the history of the Whirlwind. I hope you'll find me useful as well. I see. So you're not just a historian, but a writer. Are you gonna write a book about me too? Heh, why not? Since we finish off the demons, I'll get right to it. Just take care that you don't end up like Lord Tresbot. Okay, do you worship anyone? She makes a wry face. When I was a slave in Isgard, they would beat me with a stick to force me into believing in Asmodeus. They hit me and said it was for my own good. Ever since then, I don't like temples. I don't blame you. That's rough. I realize there are different gods like Desna or Caden who teach goodness and freedom, but it's just, as soon as I smell frankincense, I see the slave driver's stick. Maybe one day I'll be able to turn to a deity without cringing from a blow for not being reverent enough. But for now I let others pay for me. Nura's smile trembles and collapses. Nura sounds sincere, but you feel like she's holding something back. I mean, she sounds like she has a little bit of trauma. Alright, you should ask something more interesting. Tell me about the Whirlwind. Oh, I could talk about that for hours. What exactly do you want to know? Old Sarkoris. Oh, it was an unforgiving country inhabited by numerous tribes of Kaled barbarians. Imagine Numeria, but without the Metal Mountains or the realm of the Mammoth Lords, but with a milder climate. That's Sarkoris. The country is ruled by priests of forgotten deities and shamans. It's said that even back then, before the Whirlwind, the boundary between worlds was especially thin in this region. Since ancient times, Disgaea has had its claws sunk deep into the minds of the locals. Its cults thrived here for many centuries. Everyone tried to stamp them out, but in the end, of course, he passed away. Okay, how did the Whirlwind come to be? It happened over the year Odin died, 4606, a little over a century ago. But no one knows if the timing was coincidental or if there's some connection with Odin's death. But I'll tell you what we do know. The priests and shamans who ruled Sarkoris hated arcane magic, and all who practiced it. Wizards and sorcerers were driven from the land, or worse. One of their prisons held a witch named Early Orlish. We know nothing about her besides her name, and of course the atrocities she committed. By some unknown method, she managed to harness the terrible power of the demon lord Disgaea. Together, they tore open the barrier between worlds, opening a rift to the abyss in the very middle of Sarkoris. The Whirlwind slowly but mercilessly expanded, devouring more and more land. In a matter of years, Sarkoris was a memory. After a moment of silence, Nura adds softly, "Sometimes I think, what did they do to Arilu in that prison? Just imagine, she was ready to give herself to the abyss. If only the demons might devour her torturers along with her. To imagine such hatred, it terrifies me." Yeah. What about the First Crusade? It began in 4622. Yes, it took the church and the secular authorities nearly 2 decades and hundreds of thousands of lives before they decided to take action. In the meantime, Sarkoris was only supported by handfuls of volunteers. By the time the Crusades began, the demons had already invaded Mendeb. Crusaders pushed them back, in what must have been a total triumph, or it must have seemed a total triumph at the time. Forces of good easily crushing the demons on all fronts. They erected Dresna on the lands they conquered, an indestructible fortress in the capital of the Crusader movement. In 4638 years after it began, the First Crusade was declared victorious. It was the first triumph of the Crusaders, and unfortunately, the last. Okay, the Second Crusade then. In 4638, the Whirlwind suddenly started expanding and a new wave of demons appeared. The Crusaders were all but delighted. Last time, they routed the forces of the Abyss and they welcomed another chance to prove themselves. But this time, everything was different. Instead of scattered gangs, they faced a large and organized army. Dresden was besieged and the Crusaders lost all the lands they'd won back before. They had to retreat, and all that remained of Sarkoris was left to the demons. But while the monsters were devouring the unprotected lands, the Crusaders erected a chain of wardstones along the border with the Whirlwind. We have Iomedae and our herald to thank for their help. It was the Second Crusade's only victory, but it halted the wound's growth. Catastrophe had become a stalemate, at the cost of tremendous sacrifice. Okay, moving on to the third one then. About 50 years after the opening of the Whirlwind, Discari found an ally. Baphomet entered the war, a cunning, insidious demon lord who prefers deception to open conquest. He sets his enemies against each other and lures the virtuous onto the path of weakness. Traitors appeared among the Crusaders, secret agents of his cult. For a time, no one suspected a thing, even as they watched helplessly as the Crusader movement fell to ruin. Where once valor proudly stood, now greed and dumb cruelty reigned, and outrage was drowned in apathy. In 4665, the Church announced a new crusade, hoping to boost morale. They didn't succeed, to put it mildly. Some fought the demons in earnest, and for a time they even dared hope to retake Dresden. But the Third Crusade would be remembered as a witch hunt in every sense. Inquisitors hoped to purge any cultist from the ranks of fighters, but instead they got a barrage of denunciations, widespread suspicion, and innocent victims. Sometimes happened that two orders would denounce each other as traitors and wipe each other out, much to the demon's delight. Just 3 years later, in 4668, the Church put the disgrace to an end. Of all the Crusades, that one was the least glorious. And then the Fourth Crusade, the most recent one, other than our current one. Of course, the demons had no intention of staying quietly caged behind the wardstones. They kept attacking Canabras, trying to reach the stone and destroy it, or just scratch its surface. Or, if even that wasn't possible, befoul it. The Crusaders drove the demons away from the city again and again. Fourth Crusade would last for 15 years, an exhausting study in positional warfare. The demons attacked and they were pushed back. The Crusaders went on the offensive, but were forced to retreat. All the while, the losses were tremendous. The Fourth Crusade's only achievement was that they didn't let a single wardstone fall. They didn't retake a sliver of land, to say nothing of Dresden. So many lives just to maintain the stalemate. You can imagine how that affected morale. And we're not exactly off to an amazing start with this Fifth Crusade, because we did blow up a wardstone. But at least we're putting in the offensive again. My pleasure. You just have to remember to stop me or I'll go on about it forever. Alright. My wound. It's a little unique. Oh, yes indeed. I've been told of your affliction. It appears at the side of your chest. Can you will the wound open? No, that's a shame. Well, what can you tell me about it? Well, it's difficult to say. I know of blades that leave never-healing cuts, of poisons that stop wounds from healing. I've heard of witches' curses that are rewarded with eternal wounds, but wounds seem to reopen and heal over and over. So you don't know of anything other than like this? Let's think. In 4671, a Mendevian army corporal had all his bones and cartilage turned to glass. In 4700, a scribe in Canabras had all her skin simply come away like she'd been boiled. And in 4638, oh, you don't happen to have insects crawling over you. Locusts, no, rats perhaps? Too bad. Nara looks at you with genuine regret. Is it dangerous? It most likely is dangerous. But you are under the protection of Iomedae, Commander. She granted you mythic power, as they say. Surely the Inheritor would not leave you to face this alone. Have you perhaps noticed that the wound opens at moments when you waver in your faith? Perhaps it is triggered by doubt. Frowning, Nara looks at you with sincere concern. No, I don't know if it's related to Iomedae at all, actually. Well, we didn't get much of that, but maybe she can do some research. I'm sorry I couldn't tell you anything useful. I'll be sure to study this matter and consult a few of my encyclopedias. Alright, well, that's all of that. Now, it is time for me to loot your house. All of the stuff in your tent is now mine. Thank you. It's a little unfortunate that I'm doing this after I emptied everything out and sold. But that's okay. We can always sell again before we go. guess we can go over here to the field medic tent. I think that's our last place that we haven't been to. And as expected, more loot. I will take. Okay, that looks to be everything. Yep. There's Form. Visali. Yeah. Well met, Commander. You've caused quite the stir. Everyone thought Canabras was done for, but the gods had other plans. That was quite a blaze over the Grey Garrison. All the vermin running out with their tails between their legs. Who are you? Sir Themis, former rector of the Canabras Temple of Avatar, now your humble servant. In times like these, one cannot serve the god of cities while sitting comfortably behind a city wall. You pursue a sacred cause, and I will help you in any way I can. I await your orders, Commander. Lead us onward to Dresden. How did you end up on the battlefield? Everyone here has a story like that. Mine is a rather boring one. Believe it or not, it was bureaucracy. When the old rector of the Canabras Temple died, may Abadar rest his soul, church required a replacement. I volunteered and served for 30 years without incident. I prayed, organized festivals and funerals, brought candles, sanctified water, boring, mundane things that make up the daily routine of civilized society. But then civilized society failed, and it was time for me to go to war. Praise Abadar, who led me through the ruins to the defender's heart. Who's the boy with you? This one? Kaido the shepherd, my apprentice. He is a smart boy, and his faith is strong. He serves Zara still, though, but there's still something you can learn from this old servant of Abadar. He'll be a great clerk when he gets a little older. What help can I get from you? First, if you need a scroll with a divine spell, I have a lot of them. Something for every emergency. Second, while you're at the camp, I can read any scrolls for you. Guaranteed, no surprises. And you'd better not leave the camp without a cleric. I won't be going with you, so you'll need someone else who can read scrolls. Okay, so yeah, you're my other merchant. The one who I, previously was selling stuff to. Alright, I need to remember to see about equipping that. I actually kind of forgot about it. Sell the scrolls that we just obtained and don't need. Then all of this junk. There you go, another 300 gold. Okay. So that's all of that. Let's make sure we actually equip the other stuff. Here we are. Upgrade our amulet. Let's see. Do you have an amulet? Oh, Ember doesn't have an amulet. Let's give it to her. Also, Cloak of Resistance. Hey, you can put that on too. Nice. There we go. Okay. Leotar, Canabras, Earbath, Healer. Who are you? Oh, what? Where am I? Oh. There's a bunch of loot over here. I assume that's what dinged? Anonymous pamphlet. I spit on the streets of Canabras. Okay. Someone's a little upsetty. Alright, there was something I needed to read as well. That one. Right, got that one done. Alright. Back over here, continuing onwards. Gilor. You're in the title of Commander. Canabras still stands thanks to you, but you'll be able to you have to be doubly on your guard. Your eminence places a target on your back, and there are assassins found. Killing a high-ranking crusader would bring a demon far more prestige than killing a common soldier. Not long ago, I estimated a few of the Spinner of Nightmares attempts on the lives of influential crusaders, so I know what I'm talking about. Okay. Oh, training. curious. I'll ask about that in a moment. What influential crusaders? I'd been hunting the Spinner of Nightmares for over a year. My agents, by that time, I'd created a proper network, reported to me that she'd returned to Nerosian. I immediately suspected that she was planning a great atrocity. By that time, I'd learned all too well that the Spinner was a master of illusions and charms. That's why I never left the house without this. Healer takes the monocle from his pocket and puts it on carefully. This is the eye of truth. It allows me to see through illusions. My friend got it from the priests of Nithis. However, neither this monocle nor my network of agents were adequate to prevent the attacks, and we were nearly too late. The Spinner of Nightmares decided to strike at the Cruciform Cathedral. They had gathered to celebrate the victory of the First Crusade. It was a great holiday, and there was a lavish ceremony at the cathedral. An influential priest, Anthocletus, was in charge of the festivities. They were intending to crown him with a tiara, a symbol of his status. But the sacred tiara had been replaced. The Spinner had obtained an Ingudalis, a sentient and rather ominous cephalopod from the other end of the world. She'd raised it from an elver and trained it carefully, and she cast an illusion on it so that everyone would see it as a tiara. The moment its shell was placed on Anthocletus' head, the cephalopod would release its tentacles and penetrate the priest's skull. Its poison would seep into his brain, and it would seize control over Anthocletus' dead body. Fortunately, we were able to stop this madness in time. I spotted the Spinner of Nightmares in the crowd, chased her down, and we ended up crossing swords on the roof of the cathedral. I nearly defeated her, but she fled upon a giant stone, which she was able to run across the air as if it were on the ground. I was so close to catching her. She'd suffered a setback, but I let her escape. His bitter, angry smile shows he hadn't made peace with this failure. Tell me about your confrontation? It's a long story. Telling you everything would take 2 days. Which part do you want to know? How did it all begin? It all began with the task of the Pathfinder Society. I arrived in Nerison with my team to investigate the sudden death of a famous crusader, Baron Thorin. Oh wait, didn't we already read this? I feel like we already read this. Yeah, because there's the whole Labyrinth of the Mind. I'm pretty sure we already heard that one. Do you know anything about Finian? Healer rubs his chin. Let me think. Dismar. I've definitely heard the name before. Of course you have. I'm a Pathfinder too. So you're the chief in these lands now. What about Lady Arde? When I left for the wound, she had just taken out the position. Healer examines the talking weapon and chuckles sadly. I'm afraid Ari perished during the Third Crusade. Yes, now remember, Finian Dismar went missing in the wound at the end of the Second Crusade. His name has been on the list of the fallen for a while. Here I am alive and well. Read your list, I'm back, and soon I'll file a detailed report about everything that happened to me. Finian's voice is full of joy. I knew it was a misunderstanding, but now everything will return to normal. I need to write to my folks. They probably think I'm dead too. Healer shakes his head sadly. Poor lad, but such is the fate of a Pathfinder. We face the unknown, but sometimes the unknown wins, and our mind cannot take it. Okay, the good training. I'll get a great mentor from Absalom. For the first few times he'll train your fighters free of charge. To retrain, I guess I'll start with myself. What is this gonna do? Is this how I can repick levels? Okay. Yeah, that's a complete reset of the character. Okay. Well then. That's interesting to know. That's a lot of work though, and I am not interested in doing that much. Okay, here's our blacksmith. Those are Garms. Oh, bye. Oh, you're the quartermaster. Okay. I saw you talking to the girl hiding her face. Who was she and what did she want? I don't know, Commander. She never introduced herself, but I bet she's not part of your army. I know all our soldiers by name and by sight. Ulcer frowns gloomily, his cordiality gone in an instant. She was looking for some elf volunteer. Wanted to know which tent he was sleeping in. First I thought she was a messenger from Mendare. She definitely wasn't one of us. Now I see how it all looks mighty shifty. Quartermaster eyes you with concern. Shows some sort of spy then? What are your duties in the camp? Yeah, a little bit of everything. What's an officer to a soldier? Strict father. So what does this make a quartermaster like myself? Something like their mum. That's what. Make sure the lads have everything they needed to beat the enemy and come back from battle in one piece. Well, Sir starts ticking off his fingers. Means food, firewood, medicine, tents, mended clothes, fixed weapons. The horses have got to be fed and watered. The camp's got to be fortified by the evening and broken up by the morning. Make sure the wages are paid on time and the wagon wheels don't squeak. And there are reports. Odds until you asked, I never realized how many duties I actually had. So what do the soldiers think of me? They mostly tell tales of your unusual power. They don't shy away from talking about you as a person, too. Soldiers are always like that. If Amodea herself descended from heaven, you'd bet they'd jabber on about how she grips her sword and how good she looks in her armor. People talked about you with suspicion at first. You're a heroine, of course, no doubt about that. The blessing from the gods helped you at the Grey Garrison, but the powers you use, they seem to be of a divine nature. Again, maybe they're not. The Inquisition would be outraged by that, but soldiers are simple. They talked it over and decided that everything is happening as it should. Main thing is the commander keeps winning and the queen is pleased with her. That's good. As long as I'm winning. Okay, about yourself then. Quartermaster looks away sheepishly. There isn't much to tell, really. Born in Canabras in a humble family. Got an education, taught myself to read and write. Got drafted into the army, spent 3 years as a shield bearer in the first line. Left after I did my time and joined the Stonemason Guild, then moved on to the shipwrights and rose to a crew chief. Sailed to Arbaria twice and returned with goods. Made some money, built a house, haven't started a family yet. Think I will after we're done with this war. But a few years ago, something started gnawing at me. Got feeling like I needed to go home, but there was a storm ahead for my native city. And when there's trouble in Mendev, there's only one thing to do. You go to the recruiter and sign up for the army. So I did. First they wanted to make me an infantry sergeant. Then they decided I'd be a better fit in the supply department. And take care of army property. And I'm pretty handy around a warehouse. Not to mention I know how to manage a band of helpers. And so that's how I became quartermaster. It also gives you a shy smile and shrugs as if this were a wholly unremarkable story, typical of any crusader. Alright. So I can look at your stuff. You've got a few +1 items, which is kind of fun. I like my fire mace, though. I don't think there's really anything that can beat it at the moment. Ooh, Ring of Protection 2. Let's get a boost. Mithril Changer. It's weaker. I don't have the armor penalty with the Mithril breastplate, actually. That's actually good, then. Ooh, full plate. Hold on. Let's check our soldiers. That is on par with the half plate. That's... Well, I didn't buy the half plate, so that's not too bad. And I can always pass it on to Windwalk. But yeah, that one has less of a penalty. And although I don't fully understand, it is good to reduce things, I think. Although this one might go to Windwalk because it gives them a dexterity bonus, which I don't think Sela has any dexterity whatsoever. Oh, I need to sort things or else I'm going to have a lot to look through. Let's see... Bug Crusher! I mean, it's a solid weapon. But it's two-handed. See, that's part of the problem for Sela. I can only do one-handed weapons. Ooh, hold up! Light Hammer. It's a 4 to 12. And it does acid damage. And it's a light, so it can be used with the shield. It's expensive, though. Darn it, I can't buy all this! I may have money, but I don't have that much money. Shoot, okay, I don't need that. So pull that out. That's gonna drop the cost. A better weapon for Seele is definitely helpful. As much as I want to get the adamantine full plate, I think that one I'm gonna drop. Because how much money do I got after that? Nothing. I'm down to 4K. Okay. Well, I can wear the ring. I'll pass off the ring to Seele. Give her her new hammer. Oh, dang, that's a cool look. Because let's see. Windrog currently using the Darkhorn, which is a pretty good weapon. Woljif currently only using a basic dagger. I've only got 4K, so I don't know for sure if I need it. But or if I'm going to be able to buy anything. Let me see. Just double checking to make sure there's nothing else I can go sell. Well, I guess there's a few items here. Small amount, but I'll take it. Looking specifically for Woljif. I mean, at the very least, a +1 dagger would be a boost. Problem is, I think I can only buy one of them. I don't got the money to buy more. Because normal dagger... What's the difference between a dagger and a punching dagger? Specifically, piercing. I mean, maybe. Yeah, I can get one of them, so that could be useful. Oh, I can sort, actually. Potentially... none of that sorting is really going to help. I guess maybe wait. Wait might be able to sort, but I don't know. Ooh, that's a fancy one. But it doesn't do any more damage, so I don't care about it. I'm not paying 20,000 on that. Huh. Interesting. But yeah, I guess I can get him a +1. I'll do the punching dagger just because. I don't think I have the money to do another. Oh, I do. In that case, let's do... I don't know if it matters, but having punching dagger and normal dagger to split. Why not? Get rid of those. You can put these two. Ember, you're currently using the longbow. You've technically got the Cold Iron Masterwork, but you're not really a melee person. Besides that, you now have the nails, which I think might do better to do an unarmed attack then. You've just got a basic heavy crossbow, so if I could boost a range, then maybe that would be good. And then as for myself, I'm pretty satisfied with my heavy mace of fire. Honestly, I'm gonna take it off. Oh. Okay, didn't realize I had the stone equipped, actually. Guess I probably need to keep that one just in case, because that was a pretty story important one. Let me see. Because I don't think I have... Yeah, I've only got 275 gold at this point. It's a little hidden behind me, so you guys can't see, but that's okay. Yeah, most everyone has at least a set of special items at this point. Let me just sell these last couple. There you go. I'm out of money, so I can't look at it anyways. Your supply would do any wine shop prep. Does the Crusade really need this much alcohol? It also smells shiny. Yeah, I don't think I'm trying to encourage drunkenness among our Crusaders. It's all in good fun. A way to blow off some steam. When soldiers can gather by a fire and raise a cup to honor both living and the dead, reminds them that life goes on. Those who drink to excess or to detriment of their duties won't get a drop from me. There is no sight more depressing than a drunkard. Okay. At least we found the quartermaster, so that's good. Okay. I need to figure out what we're actually doing now, because I think we've gone and talked with everyone. I think... In that case, how do I leave? That's what I'm now trying to figure out. How do I leave? Outcast, we're waiting. Banner. That'll just happen. That one... I still don't know. Nameless Ruins. The cart. Oh, we need to go talk with the Count, actually. To the cemetery. Gotta chase down the cultists. Okay. I also need to find the storyteller. We kind of have what looks like a path over here. Is this where I leave? Ah, that's where I leave. Okay. I will admit, we took a while there. That was a lot of stuff to go to. Crusade starting out. You can now control armies on the global map. Winning battles against demon forces provides a number of benefits, such as resources to help your economy, relics which can be turned into powerful new items, captured enemy fortifications that previously blocked the advance of your party and your armies. These fortifications can be rebuilt into forts for your own troops. Enemy armies differ in their strength, which is displayed as a number next to the army's name. By hovering over the enemy army, you can learn about its composition and the reward it is guarding. You can switch between party management and army command modes by clicking the banners at the top of the screen. In Army Command mode, you can select armies by either using the panel on the left or clicking the figures on the map. Much like your party, armies use roads to move around the map. To move, an army must spend movement points which can be restored by resting. Okay, well first off, personally, we're heading back to Canabras. Because I don't know where else the storyteller is, and I've got the essence for the buckler. And the page. Well, I don't know how to find the storyteller then, because I don't have any locations here on the Canabras map. Okay, then. Well, can't do anything with that. Okay. Yeah. Path to this location is unknown. Let's go to the Houndheart campsite. Or not. I guess we go back to our campsite out here first. Okay, all your characters are fatigued, cannot charge, take a -2 penalty to strength and dexterity. Yep, there we go. Figured that one out at least. Yeah, we know very well the whole fatigue situation. We've been dealing with it for a while. Magical anomalies are common in the world of Golarion. So common that the use of the word anomaly itself is questionable. A regular city dweller will encounter a chaotic manifestation of supernatural power at least once in their lifetime. One might naturally assume that the strange sky, the ghostly fire from moose in the ground, the rain of eyeballs, all that the Whirlwind is known for, should find some purchase in Mortarmind. But even the most worldly of travelers feel uneasy at its borders. Why? Perhaps instinctively they understand that this place is not merely a magical wasteland, but a wound, an ulcer, through which the world itself bleeds into the abyss. The commander and army walk up the high bank of the West Sealand River when it draws near the border of the Whirlwind. The soldiers' feet halt unbidden. On the other bank rises a series of cliffs, too regular in shape to have been formed by wind or water. The sky hangs over their sharp edges and sickening bends, the shade of mercury on the horizon, rising to dirty rust as it arches above the soldiers' heads. It regains its familiar azure hue. A whisper sweeps through the ranks and soon turns into a grumble. Commander gives a signal to wait and climbs the highest point along the bank. There, she decides to diplomacy! Address the soldiers, boost morale. Establishing rapport with our troops is yet another battle that the leader must face. Through the subtle alchemy of words, one can win trust and raise morale, or lose face and authority. Addressing the army on the border of the Whirlwind, Commander seeks to establish herself as a military leader on this new battleground. And her efforts prove fruitful. The soldiers listen dutifully, smiles appearing on their faces. Someone in the ranks jokes that the demons are growing tired of waiting for them. The army keeps moving. Lines of soldiers step warily beneath the shroud of low black clouds. It's like the Whirlwind has reached out a finger into the lands of Mendia. The gesture seems eerily harmless. Then the clouds come to life, shooting out howling tornadoes one after another. Tornadoes come from all sides, from ahead, behind, and right above the soldiers' heads. However, the elements on one side of the scales, the soldiers' faith and inspiration on the other, it's plain to see which is greater. The determined army runs the gauntlet of tornadoes. The struggle lasts over half an hour, but the army's only losses are a few bags of supplies and a dozen hats whipped off into the sky. After stopping to catch their breath, the soldiers continue on. Their first encounter with the Whirlwind has ended in their favor. Plus 10 morale! Let's go! That's good. Okay. We can enter because we have Sela with us. We'll have to go back and get our other friend to go to the other location. Problem is, I don't want to swap anyone out. I've kind of built my team. But for the sake of side quests, we kind of have to.
Interesting.
Wait, what? Oh, yeah. Oh, wait, what did you see?
I tire.
I mean, there's stuff up there. Oh, there's loot right there. Finally here. Nealon and Carl must be around here somewhere. And Gianna too, if they gave her permission to leave. There they are. Hi, friends! Greetings, Sela. And greetings to you, Knight Commander. Sir Alan puts his hands behind his back and bows slightly. Then he casts an inquisitive glance at you. He seems less friendly than he was the day you met at the Defender's Heart. Gianna puts her hands on her hips. She looks even more dashing than usual. Alan's feeling a little shy. He thought he asked for help from a couple nobodies like us, but now you've turned into the saviors of Canabras, knights of the Fifth Crusade, marked by Amade's blessing. And you still came to help him dig through a pile of junk. Heh. Feel our friends a little. Let's not talk about it. I assure you, I'm the same Sela. You're a friend from the League of the Cart, and we came here to help you look for Aeon's ring. By the way, where's Carl? He didn't come with us. He said an old wound was acting up. Alright, my friends, since we're here, let's finish this mission quickly. I really don't feel comfortable bothering the Knight Commander with my personal problems. I'm glad we're here to help you, Jan. I hope everything works out perfectly for your wedding, too. I love weddings so much. They're full of joy and new beginnings. But I haven't been to any yet. Can I come? Of course, Lady Ember. Let's hope my bride doesn't run away from the bungler who managed to lose the ring he bought for her. Am I making you nervous? The young knight is obviously embarrassed. I apologize. Jana is right. Much has changed since we met in Knavos. Some things for the better, some not at all. He stopped short, apparently unwilling to elaborate. Okay, well, what are we looking for? We kind of need to know what we're looking for. Last time I saw the ring, it was with my things in my travel chest. Now the camp's in total disarray. I don't know how we'll ever find it. The ring is made of a shiny silver metal with a deep blue-green jewel. You can't miss it. Master Derek is not just a jeweler, he's an artist. There's no mistaking one of his creations. Onwards! Jana and I will look around the northern side. We'll see you when we find something or when we give up trying. Okay, I search! It's a good thing we all have pretty high perception.
As it should be.
You know, that would have been hilarious if I had actually
Can we retreat already?
gotten the ring. Apparently it's battle with the deer. It's not like they're exactly difficult.
Surrender or else.
Cover me, all right?
Out of my sight!
Dang, Darren's got so many spells. There's another one.
Interesting.
I'm not sure if making them explode is good. Oh, it's corrupted. That's interesting. Partially successful. Successful! Yeah, Windrog's definitely good for that. Not sure what to think of eating the corrupted meat. But it's something. Ooh, poke check! One of us has good world knowledge.
It is finished.
Foreign flag of the Handhearts. Small but noble order of crusaders. Oh, that is... I would not have expected you to have to go the long way around for that. Antique ring? A true antiquities expert could reveal more about the ring. Okay. I mean, if we ever go visit this Darren, maybe he would be able to help. Oh. Hi! Quasit! Small Quasit demon emerges from the chest. It looks at you angrily, screwing up its ugly little face. It is holding a shiny object in its paws, a sparkling silver ring with a large blue-green gel. It's mine! Mine! Helen, look! Look at that creepy thing. What's that holding? I've seen one of those before. These small demons like to tease and bully, but it'll bolt if it senses any real threat. Let's surround it and tackle together before it can figure out what's happening. Color! Oh. The silly fools were knocked out. Mine! The Quasit throws its paws in the air and splashes you with beams of color. You're instant giggling. The demon's jumping up and down, throwing rings into the air and catching it. Mine! Mine! Ellen, Jana! Celia glances at her friends and turns to you. You're all right. It'll come around soon. Quickly, sir. Let's catch the little rascal before it runs off with the ring. Oh, oh. I am not the one to do this. I don't have a good speed. Where'd it go? There it is. Oh. Why are you all walking? Oh, you're all fatigued. Why am I not fatigued, actually? Well, we're gonna continue looting, I guess. Yeah, Windog's got that permanent unrelenting assault
This
going.
is my kind of work.
How am I supposed to catch this thing? We're all currently fatigued, which is not helping. Although Sela's lay on hands should work. What did I just get? Hat of Heartening Song. Well, none of us are musical, so it's not exactly very useful. Okay, well, it chased it right back to where it started. Give me their ring, you scoundrel. Carl! Before Ellen manages to get the quest, the halfling Carl appears right next to it. Quite out of nowhere. He snatches the ring from the demon's paws. You must get it. Carl, what are you... Huh? Uh-oh. What is Carl doing? Carl! Thrusting herself between Elin and Carl, Sela barely manages to absorb the blow aimed at the halfling. Man, stop! Have you gone mad? He's using a summon spell. Why did you stop?
Do not fear! Do not waver!
Okay. Wait, what? Who just ran off? I don't know who just ran off. Hi, buddy!
No match for me.
You're next to Windwag. Darren. Neutralize poison. Okay, you can stabilize. I'm making sure I'm familiarized with what everyone can do. Because there's a lot of abilities that you can do specifically there. You don't have the capacity to animate dead. Not that I think you need to in this case. For now, you go pew pew. Well, Jeff.
Stab you or zap you? Why not both?
Oh, only have 5 on the sneak attack. Rough. Yeah, let's get rid of this Babu. Ember. Scorching Ray, Fireball! Aha, and you're not immune to it because of Ember's specialization.
No glory without risk!
Yep,
I'll rip you apart!
Ember knows what to do. She knows how to make it hurt, even against demons. Yeah, a lot of Darren's abilities are support spells. So not super useful. Honestly, as a character, I wouldn't bring him along. I'm only bringing him along because of his personality. I love it.
Distract them for me.
A calculated risk.
Aw, I missed. That is unfortunate. More fire! Well, you failed, Ember. That's unfortunate, actually.
The Inheritor, guide my blade!
Ah, Windwag, you missed! You missed both of your attacks.
work of this.
What the? That Babu... Oh, because there's another one over here they're counting as the flanking, so they get the sneak attack.
Time to share your
Well, that's
treasures.
rude. I'm the one who does it to you, not the other way around.
This should do it.
Yeah, not a very threatening fight. Elin, what were you doing? You nearly cut down Carl. Without a second thought, without a trial, without even knowing if he was responsible for all this? He might be a victim himself. What am I doing? He lured us into a trap. Carl was the only one who knew where we were going. He knew we thought there wouldn't be anyone at the camp besides some small, harmless demons, so he set a trap. I wouldn't be surprised if his demon masters had him targeting the commander from the start. Talk about believing the redemption of scoundrels. We barely know anything about what happened. Carl's a good lad. He's not a spy or a murderer. Maybe they threatened him, tricked him, or even bewitched him with demon magic. And now we'll never know because you let him escape. Rather let a thief escape than cut down an innocent. You both have valid points. You need to move on, though. We're lucky no one died in today's little brawl, but who knows where Sela's naivety may one day lead you. Do you hear me, sister? You're not just another knight. Whatever you do may have terrible consequences. You clearly have something to say. Go ahead and spit it out. Sela, I didn't want to say this, but I think of you as my friend, so I'm going to warn you. After what happened at the Great Garrison, you're in serious danger. Maybe not just you. You might like to ignore military hierarchy and the rules of the knightly orders, but there's wisdom in them that has stood the test of time. Soldier rises from a private to an officer, a knight begins as a squire. Even Iomede's paladins gain their abilities gradually. Not with you and the commander. You are granted incredible powers, far surpassing seasoned paladins with experience and skill far beyond your years. You received this gift at just the right moment, and saved a lot of lives across Mendip. A great deed that will be remembered for ages to come. What happened next was wrong. They began to worship you. The Queen gave you such vast power, all while you sidestepped everything. Training, experience, hardship. This is not the first time Her Majesty has behaved rashly. And how much good has this brought Mendip? I'm frightened by what I see, especially by the way that you, Sela, trust people so easily and leap into adventures without looking. One day you'll lower your sword when you should have driven the blade home, just like thousands of bright-eyed youngsters will after you. Elin pauses as if reluctant to continue, then looks you in the eye. I wanted to tell you the same thing, Commander. I mean, you're right. You are absolutely right. There is a reason commanders are commanders. It's because of their experience and knowledge. But I'm going to call him out on it. Because he is basically calling me incompetent. And looks right at you with his clear blue eyes. Bear me no grudge, Commander. I'm not so ungrateful as to forget what you did for Knabros and how you agreed to help me. I said to Sela, and I'll say it again, this wasn't a reproach, but a warning. The power you've been given, it may be your undoing, and the undoing of all the Crusaders along with you. In any case, forgive me for wasting your time and subjecting you to danger here. Now at least we know that Carl is a traitor and Gianna is a coward ready to abandon her friends when the going gets rough. I hope we'll all learn a lesson from these mistakes. As for that blasted ring, to hell with it. Gianna won't love me solely for the gifts I bring her. And it makes no attempt to conceal his disappointment. Nodding goodbye, he lowers his head and walks away. Sela watches as he leaves. Her expressive eyes are filled with sadness. Everything's become very complicated all of a sudden. Please, let's go back. I'd like to talk to you about it later. I have a lot to think about. Well, if we find Carl, we're gonna give him a stern lesson. There's no doubt about that.
This is not possible.
Oh, okay. Come
I
on.
can't.
Oh, man. One more try.
I can't.
Apparently, I can't get down there. At least not like that. Don't know if there's another path. So the problem is, I'm not exactly the best person to be making that check, because I don't have dexterity. Like,
That is not far.
at all. Hold on. What happens if I bring... 'cause apparently it was only me selected. What happens if I have everyone selected? Yeah, send Woljith in there.
Just don't blame me.
What? Even you're
Pretty
failing?
good, aren't I?
There we go. Let's see, what do we got?
What a find.
Shield? That was kind of sad that even Woljith failed for a moment.
In due time.
Okay. Well, that was all that was down here, it seems. At least that's all they're picking up. The Divine Protector. It's on par with our Mithril. But it does give the magic defense there, so I'll take it. It's better than just the basic. Fine. I'm not exactly carrying a lot is the problem. In fact, we're carrying nothing. This guy has a strength of 1. I didn't put 2 and 2 together there. He's got a strength of 1. Okay. That's pathetic. That is very pathetic. I will reiterate. This guy is useless. I would not bring him along if it weren't for the fact that I enjoy his personality and I think it's fun. Well, back to camp. It's gonna take us a whole 12 hours, apparently. Now to get rid of our fatigue, I've got to rest. It also means I am absolutely dropping him when it comes time to go do the other quest. As much as I'd love to keep him with me, no, it's a bad idea. Morale increased, actually, that's good. Okay. We rest. Okay, here we go. Let's go head out to the graveyard. Gotta bring you along, Cecile. Commander becomes host to an anomalous force and her dreams are filled with strange visions. She feels the space around her distort and her sensory organs are flooded by false images, bred by distortions of light and air. Reality itself tries to expel the Commander into some dark tunnel. The other end, a grim figure awaits. Her body resists this crude attempt to wrench it from reality, but the unknown force finds a tangle in the Commander's soul, one made of demonic rage and destructive desire. The stranger grabs at it and pulls like a hunter reeling in a harpoon. Troubled by the sudden intrusion, the dark and ominous force deep in the Commander's soul answers with a menacing growl. The Commander... stare at the ghostly figure. Oh, I missed. Okay. Darn, that's unfortunate, because I have a good perception, but that was a really high check. The darkness conceals the stranger's appearance. Staring at the dark figure, the Commander feels herself involuntarily leaning toward it. The attraction increases. Understand what's going on. Positions. Character assigned to perform the protective rituals performs a specific ritual every 30 minutes of travel by making a religion skill check. Movement speed is increased. Okay. She needs a moment to figure this out. The Commander is being summoned to transport through space by some magical force. However, the attempt did not succeed because the Commander is not a spirit or demon, but a mortal god. The Commander is surprised that this spell worked on her at all. Unleash the rage! That's what we keep doing. With a triumphant and savage howl, it breaks free and fills the Commander's thoughts and senses. Its rage, like a burning spear, streaks along the dark tunnel to the one who dared trouble the Commander. A heart-rending scream filled with pain and animal fear strikes your ears. The moment passes and the attraction fades. The enemy has withdrawn back to the shadows. The apparition recedes, leaving the Commander wondering whether it was reality or a nightmare. I see. Oh, to the cemetery. If I can get a bag of holding, that would be good. Because then I'll be able to hold even more loot. An elderly man limps toward a grave and clumsily throws a handful of soil inside. How unfair. They were all so young. They had their whole lives ahead of them. They sacrificed themselves. And an old cripple like me still lives. An elven woman with her face bathed in tears steps up to the grave. She whispers, "The painting, it burned like everything else in the house. There's nothing left for me to remember you by. Nothing." A young man throws a handful of soil onto the open grave and stands beside it for a while, lost in thought. Finally, he sighs and steps back. That felt aggressive, but okay. Cecile throws a handful of soil into the grave in front of him. Takes a breath and prepares to speak, but it seems that he simply cannot find the right words. Cleric wipes his tear-filled eyes, gathers his resolve, and says in a gentle voice, "Wish you warm welcome in Shadow's realm. We will win this war, I swear to you. We'll banish this ugliness and evil, make the world richer, and let peace blossom in it. We'll make sure anything like this... He breaks into sobs mid-sentence and falls silent without finishing his declaration. Oof. Both of the chaotic and evil are so insensitive. Ah, man. I don't want to be the bad person. But at the same time, I'm trying to stick to my character here. And my character doesn't actually care that much. They're dead, what's the big deal? Cecile is too absorbed in his grief to hear you, but the crowd responds with a disapproving grumble. What is that? Another woman shrieks in horror, disrupting the atmosphere of silent mourning. Her trembling hand points at something moving inside a grave. Suddenly a corpse climbs out of the ground, wafting a horrible stench from its rotting body. Zombie! Okay, bye civilians. Oh, that's a number of zombies, actually. Ember! Aw, they all ran away. I was gonna blast them.
You can handle them, right?
Also, doesn't someone have the turn undead thing? Did we get that? Oh no, I think that was Camellia. That might have been Camellia. Yeah, well. Let's see. Woljit!
Cover me, all right?
Lord, okay. These ones apparently aren't just normal zombies. Scylla, you're going to go after this one. Just obliterated, yep.
Begone, fiend!
Fiend! Okay, for me...
Let's try this.
I'll go over here and smack this one. Or not. Windrog!
No
Smack!
match for me.
Hee hee hee! Just obliterated them. That's Windrog's goal. Oh, that one died because it walked away. Let's see, is there anywhere Ember can use the fire? Ember, fire. I walk to here. Oh, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you can take it, Windrog. Fire!
Stab you or zap you? Why not both?
There we go. I do need to make sure I get the whole choose an ally to not be affected by it. I thought I did. Well, all the enemies over here got obliterated.
The light. Take you.
Oh, Dang, I couldn't use my charge. I should have tried to use that beforehand.
Fall!
Okay, let's see. I'll go with the one in front of me. Oh, reduced? Well, that's odd. Okay, hold on. Give me a sec. Ah, okay, it's a little tricky trying to get in position. Can I?
They'll beg me to stop.
Do that? Can't reach you, apparently.
I'll rip you apart.
I tried to reach that one. It didn't work. Have some fire. No one was in the way, so it was pretty easy to do.
Distract them for me.
The heavy heart Cecile looks at the corpses of his friends, returned to rest by his own hand. What is this twisted mockery? Who could possibly... Wait, what's this? He bends down and recovers something from the ground. Take a look at this. Cecile hands off a black onyx gem to you. Once precious, this stone is now covered in cracks, falling apart in your grip as you examine the engraved Minotaur's head, the unholy symbol of Baphomet. The cleric's voice, perplexed at first, fills with rage as he speaks. Cultists. Simply murdering my friends was not enough for them. No, they had to come to the funeral and desecrate their graves. Yeah, looks like some were only feigning grief. These demon worshippers are everywhere. Now I understand why the Inquisitors of Canabras became so paranoid. Wait, the townspeople fled the undead without knowing they have a traitor among them. Wherever they are in great danger, we must find them. I see, yeah. Well, first off, let me loot the bodies. They're mine now. They're dead. Again. They don't need it. So they all ran off in that direction. Let me see about exploring the graveyard here. Can't interact with that one. But I did see that we could interact over here. I mean, I'm suffocating.
This is my kind of work.
Unquiet dead. The half-rotten corpse of a woman shambles out of the crypt. She leers at you with her empty eye sockets and croaks out a few words. And thank you, too. I knew this was going to happen someday. They buried me alive. Who are you? Baroness Ninil Bolad at your service. The dead woman bobs a clumsy curtsy, her legs barely supporting her. My estate is not too far from here. Let me assure you that all of you are always welcome there, assuming you are properly attired. You're a zombie. How dare you? What utter foolishness. Do I look like a corpse to you? No, you forget yourself. You should be ashamed to say such things to it. The dead baroness wags her fingers at you in a chastising manner, but cuts herself short, staring at her own hand in horror. But, no, this simply cannot be. I shan't permit it. I'm afraid it's true. I'm truly sorry. This graveyard was desecrated by a necromancer. Seems that he disturbed your rest as well. The dead woman covers her face with what remains of her decaying hands. So I died, but even in death the accursed servants of the abyss torment me. Can nothing be done? Perhaps you could lay me to rest. I quite enjoyed my life in this world, but now there's no place for me here. Not in this miserable form. Do you remember anything? I made a moment to think. It seems like it... Yes, indeed. I awoke because I heard a voice. They were reciting poetry or a prayer, perhaps. I suppose those were spells, then. Must have been your thrice-damned necromancer. Pass along any words of comfort? That good-for-nothing band of hangers-on must certainly not thank you very much. I'm reasonably confident that they have already brought my estate to ruin and squandered the fortune I bequeathed to them. They will have to do without my missives. Spares both that indignity and embarrassment. You see, I would still be in the company of those I truly care for were it not for your discourteous sorcerer and his palate tricks. I don't care. Where to go? I don't want that freedom. Where am I supposed to go looking like this? It'll put me back to sleep. I don't care. How cruel. What have I done to deserve this fate? I mean, I don't know what you wanted me to do. Maybe Cecile there could have done something. But the rest of us? Well, I guess Cecile could have done something too. I mean, I could have beheaded her. Stabbed her. Crushed her brains again. I don't know what else was wanted, though. Okay. Swift action. So he's unlocked his mythic here. But I don't actually know much about him because he did nothing. Because we all killed everything too quickly. Your music has become even more powerful. Charge Shapeshifter. Oh, Wild Shape any number of times per day. That's actually really good. See, I don't know. I guess I'll keep the Domain Zealot because I've got nothing else that I could possibly do because I don't know what you can do. Okay. Yeah, that appears to be everything. Oh, never mind. That is in fact not everything.
This is my kind of work.
Thank you.
Pretty good, aren't I?
According to our map, that does appear to be everything.
We won't fall here. I swear it.
Hi.
No match for me.
Oh. Got a new zombie that showed up. And Scorching Ray. Aw. Dang it, you weren't within range.
Time to share your treasures.
Oh, none of us can move very far. It's a problem. Explodey!
The Inheritor, guide my blade.
Hey, yep.
No reason to pause.
I'll be taking it. Thank you. Okay, let's keep it moving.
They'll beg
Hell.
me
We are
to
the light.
stop.
They
Some of them are dead.
darkness.
Rip to the random civilians. Oh. What are you doing? Are you like trying to smack something?
Cover me, all right?
Yep. This is gonna be perfect. We're gonna send Wendwag in there.
Rip you apart.
Start smacking. Oh, because of the movement, it didn't count.
Into the fray.
I will bring down the divine wrath.
Yeah, Ember's not gonna be able to do much, unfortunately. Well, let me see. I might actually be able to do some here. Oh, dang it! I didn't want to do that. Well, there goes that.
A calculated risk.
I could have hit them, actually. But I messed it up. I wish if you had a spell selected, it wouldn't do that.
Stab you or zap you. Why not both?
Frustrating. Let me make sure I'm close enough.
The light. Take you.
And there we go. Looks like they're waiting for us? Ooh, what? I can't see anything. There we go. Guarding the door. Nah. We can fight our way through, no problem. These things aren't very threatening to us. Also, wait, what? Wasn't there... Yeah, there's a friend in there.
They'll beg
I
me to
won't let you
stop.
hurt my friends.
Distract them for me.
There we go. Nice and easy. Because, yeah, sure, I could go around. But why bother with that? I'm pretty sure I'm strong enough that I can take them on. I can leave the area.
I'll rip you
Battle, my
apart.
friends.
Oh, jeez. Triple shot. You actually, did do a lot.
Did I mess up again?
Can...
No glory without risk.
Actually, maybe if I lined up better, I could have. But, oh well. Oh, there are a number
Time
of
to
friends.
share your treasures.
I'm gonna have you start going over there, actually, Sasia. Hey, nice attack of opportunity. Hey. Let me see. Burning hands, yeah, I'm not close enough for that. But I can Scorching Ray. Well, that works. I have obliterated it. See, when they no longer have their fire resistance, Ember is quite good. I mean, Ember was already quite good. Now she's just even more insane. So, I'll take it.
Into the fray!
Thanks for walking away.
Cover me, all right?
Eternal Rose, I call upon you!
Yeah, we kind of obliterated those ones, actually. Not bad.
This should do it.
There we go.
Trust in yourself.
And that way I get to take all their loot. Hi. All you have to do is die. You can do it. Oh. Just running in. Smacking him. Okay. I mean, we would have taken care of them pretty easily no matter what. Do you think I need your permission? Hey you, bone bags! Stand up and kill! You are the necromancer. See. Oh, behind us! That's rude.
I'll cheer you on from over there.
Let's see, where's Ember in the initiative? Aw, she's a bit further down. Well, we'll just go on.
Why not both?
He decided to walk in. That's his loss. When do I go stabby? That's not a stabby, that's an explodey, but that works too. Social. You can go for the necromancer directly. Let's see, Ember. Let me see. Yay, I can hit both of you. Fire! Fortunately, they survived. That's rude. Sela, go bonk.
The light, take you!
I will bonk
Let's
this
try
one.
This way.
I mean, they're just running up to us. It makes it very easy to kill.
This will hurt.
Distract
Oh,
them
we'll
for
just
me.
can make it. Oh, well. There goes the necromancer. That was a little too easy to kill. Ooh, darn it. Everyone's in the way. Unless... I think once I move, I can't... Yeah, if I move at all, I can't use my charge.
Beg me to stop.
Which means, unfortunately, Windrog doesn't get to do anything, because that one's gonna be dead by the time it makes it back around.
Fall!
Let's have some more direct fire. Critical hit, 35 damage. I think that might have been overkill.
The inheritor, guide my blade!
A calculated risk.
But there we go, they all did. I surrender, stop, I give up, don't hit me! The young man in black robes throws his hands up in a dramatic gesture. You damned rat, how dare you! Suddenly, Hill becomes a totally different person. The artist's delicate hands clenched into fists while his voice comes out in a menacing roar. He leaps at the necromancer and breaks his nose with a single blow. You scumbag, I remember you. You came to our temple begging for healing just a month ago. We fed you, we shared our table with you and took you in. And well, I don't even know what I'm gonna do with you. Stop it, I surrender, you're... Cecile ignores the necromancer's cries of pain, punching him right in the teeth. The necromancer spits blood, but continues, fighting past the wild blows to his increasingly bruised and busted face. You're a priest of Shalin. I've surrendered, so you have to spare my life. Your gods demand it. Don't listen. You fought us first, buddy. That's my #1 rule. That is my #1 rule of, you hit me first, I show no mercy. Cecile looks at his bloody hands in horror and pushes the battered cultist away. No, I'm a human, not a demon. I must not succumb to this blind rage. I had absolutely no idea there was so much rage in me. It's a shame, a disgrace. But I must admit that I enjoyed beating him. Forgive me for letting you see me. Should never have happened. Cecile wipes the necromancer's blood off his knuckles and steps away from him. You are the commander, and he is your captive. It is up to you to decide his fate. I surrender here. Take everything I've got. Just don't kill me. Go on, Cecile. Cleric shakes his head stubbornly. No, I am weak and sinful, but not to this extent. How would I dare touch the holy symbol of Shalin again after killing him like this? Okay, well. You tried to fight. I don't forgive people who try to fight me. No, please listen, You silence the necromancer forever with a single well-aimed blow. Cecile bows his head. May the goddess forgive him, for I will not. He looks at you. Thank you for taking this sin upon yourself. See, that irritates me. Because you weren't willing to do it because you saw it as a sin. But you're thanking me for doing it for you. You just don't want to get your hands dirty. I don't like that. Cecile examines the devastated graveyard, then diverts his attention to the terrified townspeople. It's alright, you're safe now. We should bury the bodies again. This is a place of peace, and we must not leave it desecrated like this. The townsfolk are clearly terrified of even looking at the fallen dead, but Cecile's soft words reassure them. As they work together, the graveyard soon regains its tranquil appearance. After a prayer, Cecile bows his head before the graves of his friend for the last time. May the eternal rose grant them peace at last. Let's be on our way. We have many more innocents to protect from the horrors of this war. Okay, there was an exit right over here, right? Yeah. Although, hold on. Can I go back, actually? I just thought of that. Yeah, there's loot to be had. They fast-traveled me out. But I didn't get a chance to loot the bodies. I can't be having that. Grab it all. Make sure to get that one. And is that everything? That's everything. We can even use the exit over here instead. That works too. Oh. I transferred to army mode. There we go. And there we go. We've finished everything currently available. And now we move forward with the army. Although, let's do a quick scan to see if we got anything worthwhile. And then we will get going. Yeah, there wasn't much. Just to be sure. Oh. There's loot over here, apparently. Okay. That's interesting. Then there was some... Oh, wait, hold on. Before we go to that one, there's apparently one over there. I got that one too. Somewhere around here? That box. There we go. All mine. Okay. Now, off to the blacksmith. Gonna make sure to dump out everything. I guess quartermaster, blacksmith, they both count. But yes, we're going to get rid of everything, including the large number of scimitars and shields, as those were costing us a good bit of weight. Okay, let's go ahead and save, because I think that's gonna be a decent spot for us to go ahead and stop for today. Unfortunately, we didn't get a huge amount of actual progress done, unfortunately. But that would be because we had a large amount of talking that needed to be done. So that took us so long to go do. But we did it, so it's now taken care of. And hopefully we can move forward and not have as much to deal with. We'll see. But yeah, we definitely have quite a lot to work on at the moment. I need to find the storyteller still. I don't know where he is. Because the quest still exists, so I have to be able to find him somewhere, right? Maybe he's somewhere in the camp, and I just missed him. Maybe. But for now, that'll be all. I hope you guys enjoyed. I do try to post on my Discord and my social media about half an hour before I begin. So if you want that extra notification, go ahead and check that out. And I'll see you all in the next realm. Bye!